Hi everyone, welcome to today's Let's Export webinar. Our names are Sarah and Hilary and we are account managers and account strategists on the local and classifieds team. This webinar has been put together by us in conjunction with specialists from our global expansion team. The webinar will take a total of 1 hour, and as James mentioned, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please type them in the chat box and we will answer them at the end of the webinar. Alright, so let's get started. Firstly, let's take a look at our agenda. Sarah will start with some interesting export facts. Then we will look at how to identify export opportunities using the Global Market Finder tool and Google Analytics. Once you've identified the export opportunities, it's time to take action. This can be done by using your Google AdWords dedicated support team or with a bit of DIY using Google tools. We will then look at some website design tips for successful internationalization. And finally, we will finish with some useful resources and links. I'll pass you over to Sarah now for some interesting export facts.
So, let's look at some interesting online facts. Today, there are 1.97 billion people worldwide who have internet access through a personal computer. In 2007, there were 500 million internet-connected devices, about 1 for every 20 people on the planet. In 2010, that number grew to 35 billion, or about 5 per person. By 2013, this may grow to 1 trillion devices, or 140 devices per person. Worldwide, internet traffic grew 62% in 2010. The regions experiencing the fastest growth year over year were Eastern Europe and India or South Asia, where average traffic growth exceeded 100%, and the Middle East, where traffic grows just under 100%. These are the younger online markets that offer newer export opportunities than the mature online markets like the UK. Russians are in fact the heaviest social networkers in the world. 75% of the online population visited at least one social networking site, with an average of 9.8 hours per visitor during the month. Russians spent more than double the worldwide average of 4.5 hours per visitor on social networks. Israel ranked second with an average of 9.2 hours per visitor, followed by Turkey with 7.6 hours. Okay, if we just hold on one moment there, we're having a technical issue with the slides. Okay, so hopefully everyone can now see the correct slide. Okay, so looking at your online potential, European customers and the languages they speak, German is in fact on top, with Russian following closely behind. An interesting idea to keep in mind is that if you decided to target Russia in Russian, you could also target the Ukraine, Latvia, Belarus and Kazakhstan. There are a considerable amount of Russian speakers in these countries. This ensures maximum reach to the Russian-speaking audience and allows you to make a customized offering. For example, dating for Russian speakers. The same applies with German and targeting Austria and the German-speaking part of Switzerland. So the previous slide helped you to visualize the statistic that 58% of the world's online population use languages other than English. In relation to some of the specific markets that we work with, such as recruitment and online dating, nearly 1/3 of UK internet users look for jobs online, and roughly 1 in 3 internet users across the 26 countries regard the internet as a good place to find a new relationship. If this is the case in the UK, it is possible that it is also the case, or it could be made the case, in other countries. As long as the website's content is native-like and suitably translated, a user is happy to browse around and engage with the site. So are you ready to expand your website content and reach a wider audience? Are you ready to translate your AdWords campaigns? Hilary will now tell us how you can identify export opportunities in your industry using Global Market Finder.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, so let's see how Global Market Finder can help you identify export opportunities. To help you identify export opportunities, Google have created a new tool called the Global Market Finder. This is a comprehensive online platform to help AdWords advertisers grow internationally. It includes case studies and available partnerships, as well as useful tools to get CPC estimates and calculate the overall cost of launching your business. Google Global Market Finder uses data from internet searches conducted around the world to show the number of times people search for your keywords in Arabic, Chinese, English, or one of 56 languages. When combined with AdWords, Global Market Finder also showcases estimates of suggested bid competition for each Google translation for that keyword used in your target market. These metrics will allow you to compare the cost of acquiring a new customer with your product margins and help you to determine whether reaching customers in a new market is good for your business. As stated in the AdWords terms and conditions, you're responsible for the keywords and the ad text you use in your ads. Be sure to confirm that the results you elect to use your Google Global Market Finder are accurate. Additionally, please confer with your own legal counsel regarding possible issues surrounding advertising or distributing your products in other countries or regions. Please see the link now in front of you to access the Global Market Finder. We have combined translation and search data to design a tool which calculates CPC estimates for different locations in the world. By entering search terms for your business and selecting specific regions and languages, you can consult CPC costs for your target audience and compare them to CPC averages in the UK. The map helps you to visualize the findings and have a more complete market overview. The two most telling metrics are opportunity and competition. Opportunity is defined as the country's export opportunity relative to other countries in the selected export region. It combines the number of local user queries and CPC of local ads. Competition is defined as the number of advertisers bidding on each keyword relative to all keywords across Google. In the example above, it can be seen that popular serviced office terms show strong export opportunity in Russia, China, France, and so on. This is when the words are translated into their respective languages, as will be seen on the next slide. The CPC competition in these countries are 1/7 or less than that of the UK. Here you can expand the tab and see more related keywords in the different languages. You can see their suggested bids. You can continue checking for more keyword ideas in the selected languages by clicking on the Show Additional Keyword Suggestions from the Keyword tool, highlighted on the slide in front of you. You will identify those countries with significant opportunity and minimum competition as those that offer export potential for your industry. The next step, however, is to narrow down those opportunities to ones which suit your business best. Sarah will now talk about how analytics can make these export opportunities more specific to your business.
Using analytics, we can find the best export opportunity for you. To make your findings from the Global Market Finder even more relevant and specific to your business, we advise you to look at the origin of your organic traffic. You will be surprised to find that oftentimes traffic is coming to your site from countries that you do not advertise in. When you spot traffic coming from a country you are not actively targeting, it is a strong indicator that you have potential to export to that market. Metrics to look at are the number of visits from countries and the user bounce rate. Compare these to markets you are already targeting and doing well in. Follow steps 1 to 5 and see a list of countries where your organic traffic is coming from. 1. Click on Traffic Sources. 2. Select Search Engines. 3. Select non-paid traffic. This is also known as organic traffic. 4. Click in the drop-down menu. And 5. Select country or territory. You can then export this report and identify countries that you're receiving traffic from. So after exporting a CSV for Excel, you should be left with a report similar to this one. If you remember from our previous slides, Russia showed the greatest export potential in the Global Market Finder tool, with France following closely behind. However, when we combine this with the business-specific analytics report, it would seem that for this business, France offers the best export potential, with a strong opportunity, low CPCs, and existing demand through organic traffic for the specific business. By cross-referencing where your organic traffic comes from on the analytics report with the identified opportunities from Global Market Finder, you will find some strong export opportunities specific to not only your industry but to your business. Great, so you've found an export opportunity, but how do you even begin to export to another country, translate your campaigns, translate and localize your website? Don't worry, it's easy. Your dedicated team here in Google can help you, or you can even do it yourself using Google Tools. I will now pass you over to Hilary, who will tell you how your Google dedicated AdWords support team can help you action your export opportunities.
Thanks, Sarah. So you can use your dedicated AdWords support team to action identified export opportunities. You can do this by having them link you up with our global expansion team, known as GET. The global expansion team is a dedicated export team for international advertisers. Their mission is to support advertisers to make the most of global markets by sharing their knowledge of export for Google AdWords. They can build out an account from scratch, translating and localizing it in a desired language. They provide consultancy and campaign support services through the full life cycle of the international advertiser. You can get support in the following languages: Arabic, Czech, French, German, Spanish, Italian, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, Swedish, or Vietnamese. There will soon be even more languages that you can get support in. GET are an invaluable way to kickstart or improve your international advertising. So ask us today about what they can do for you. GET knows what is required to succeed internationally. Therefore, they have some prerequisites to working with you. Your website must be translated for the market you are wishing to export to, and a budget of a minimum of €50 per campaign per day is required to ensure you can have an impact on the market. Your dedicated AdWords team are also able to provide deep dives into markets that you would like to know more about. Through our export advisors here in Google, we can provide you with export opportunity information for specific verticals in specific markets. Sarah will now tell us about how you can do it yourself.
Doing it yourself. If you don't meet our global expansion team's thresholds, you can always do it yourself. So, you've found the opportunity, now you need to action it. You can do it yourself with the Google Translation Kit and Google Website Translation. The Google Translate Kit, also known as GTrans, is a useful tool designed to help you with translation of AdWords campaigns and landing pages into multiple languages. To translate your keywords and ad text, upload an AdWords Editor Archive, or AEA file, into Translator Toolkit, and Translator Toolkit will automatically translate them. You can then share your translations with your multilingual optimizers or professional translators, who can optimize and localize your campaign through Translator Toolkit's campaign editor. When you're finished, download your campaign and upload back into AdWords Editor. You can also optimize your keywords and ad text further through AdWords Editor and other tools, like AdWords Traffic Estimator. There are 31 source languages and 87 target languages available for machine translation. The output is the instant translation of keywords and ad texts. To get started, just use the link in front of you. As long as a website's content is native-like and translated, a user will be happy to browse around and engage with the site. A website needs to be translated to be successful and efficient. This can be done easily using Google Translate. It involves just placing a piece of code on the back end of your website. Your user can then just select whatever language you want your website to be translated to with the gadget up in the corner. I will now pass you over to Hilary again, who will talk about how to localize your campaigns.
So you don't want to just translate your campaigns, but you want to localize them. No matter how good translation is with the Google tools mentioned, the campaigns and the site will require proofreading by native or a fluent speaker to adapt it to the local level. For example, you can see that cool tips in English translated directly into Spanish may not have the most relevant and appropriate translation. Of course, reaching foreign language customers requires more than campaign localization. To attract international customers, your landing pages should also be translated, and, where applicable, your website should be adjusted and ready for international customers. In the next section, we will look at some other important website tips for going international. So, just to summarize before Sarah takes us through some international website tips. Best practices dictate that in order to be successful at internationalization, translation and localization of both your AdWords campaigns and your website is a necessity. This can be done in two ways: using your Google AdWords dedicated support team to link you up with our global expansion team and to provide further market insights, or you can do it yourself using Google Translate and the Google Translator Kit.
Now in this section, we will look at important tips to ensure your website is internationally friendly. As mentioned earlier, make sure content reads on a native level. If a translated page is poor, this will lower your visitors' expectations of receiving a good service and will result in losing your customers' trust. Also, when targeting similar languages, like Spanish from Latin America or Spain, Make sure that you are using the local terms in each case. Check all sublinks on your website are translated into the target language. For example, product specifications, terms and conditions, and customer service pages. It's not enough to have the landing page translated. The user will want to complete the research and inquiry process in their own language. Whenever possible, try to use the extension of the country you are targeting. For example, if you want to reach customers in Spain, try to use the domain extension .es. By doing this, visitors will feel more at home when landing on your page. It is important that prices are also stated in the currency of the destination country. You should also state the final price, including taxes. Make sure you let the customers in a specific country know who they can contact. Indicate the address and phone number, including service hours and email address, so your customers can easily reach the appropriate contact. Contact numbers and addresses should be in the local country if possible, and the support or contact service offered should be in the local language. Finally, Hillary's going to tell you about some other useful resources and links.
So, as mentioned earlier in this webinar, the Global Market Finder is a very useful resource. It is the ultimate resource to help you identify export opportunities. Not only is it a comprehensive online platform to help AdWords advertisers grow internationally, it also includes case studies and available partnerships, as well as useful tools to get CPC estimates of keywords in individual languages and calculate the overall cost of launching your business. Another useful resource is our case studies. These case studies can be found at the following link. Finally, here are some